Hello everyone, welcome back. We are talking today about type 5s on the Enneagram. This will be an overview to give you the basics, where the childhood patterns came from, and then I'll be putting out future videos, each one a little bit more detailed about each type. Please stay tuned for those. So let's dive into the type 5. Some 5s did not feel safe in their environment as children. They were worried about being overwhelmed by their parents. 5s looked for ways in childhood to feel secure and confident. 5s turn away from their emotional needs onto something objective. 5s spent long periods of time alone. They focused their energy on books, musical instruments, computers, various collections. They may be interested in board games or chemistry sets. It's common that young 5s have exceptional skills in math, spelling, but on the other hand, won't even attempt other things like riding a bike or going fishing. Anxious parents will often pressure their 5 children into being more normal by forcing social activities. 5s' imaginations can be a positive source of creativity and self-esteem, but living in their minds constantly fuels deep anxieties about themselves and the world. 5s value alone time and time on their projects. They feel that any pressure put on them to open up emotionally or to give time to others or other causes as an intrusion. In a relationship, they want to be left alone and to their devices. They will not tolerate someone intruding. Don't ask much from me, I won't ask much from you. 5s may learn a craft like a musical instrument. They do it because they love it, but it also acts as a bridge to connect with others. They can play the piano for a partner instead of talking, for example, to show affection. 5s are stuck in the separation phase of childhood between 2 and 3. They learned to operate independently, which meant to cut themselves off emotionally from their mothers. They make themselves not want nurturing and emotional connection. In adulthood, 5s are very reluctant to become engaged with others because doing so puts them back in the primal frustration and anguish as infants. Being overwhelmed like this takes the 5 out of the safety of their mind and are powerfully defended against. Adult 5s go through life avoiding things they want most, repressing longing and finding substitute pleasures in hobbies, interests, and creativity. Childhood messages. It's not okay to be comfortable in the world. Childhood tendencies. Being curious, enjoying alone time, becoming easily overwhelmed, being unconcerned with fashion or trends, being inquisitive, collecting items of interest, and being sentimental. 5s as children spend a lot of time alone, reading, making collections, and so on. They have a few special friends rather than many, are very bright and curious, and do well in school, have independent minds and often question their parents and teachers, watch events from a detached point of view, gathering information, assume a poker face in order not to look afraid, are sensitive, avoid interpersonal conflict, feel intruded upon and controlled and or ignored and neglected. 5s as parents are often kind, perceptive, and devoted, are sometimes authoritarian and demanding, may expect more intellectual achievement than is developmentally appropriate, and may be intolerant of their children expressing strong emotions. The 5's divine attribute is wisdom. The core desire is to gather resources and knowledge. Their signature sin is greed. Core fear is being depleted. Their heart longs to hear, your needs are not a problem. Their core fears: having obligations put on them, being intruded upon, being contaminated in some way, feeling empty of their own personal energy, being overwhelmed, getting annihilated, being forced to engage in social activities. The defense mechanism of 5s. Isolation. They isolate to avoid feeling overwhelmed. They retreat into their minds and ultimately cut themselves off from their feelings. They separate their thoughts from their feelings and behaviors. They keep their personal life, work life, and friend groups separate. Their sin or passion is greed. Greed refers to their tendency to store up all the resources, information, and energy they think they need for survival. Since 5s feel as though the world will deplete them, they avoid the need for outside support. Greed ensnares them by causing them to believe they are not safe in the world. It also traps them into gathering resources for themselves without giving thought to the needs of others. Fives often seek isolation and privacy as a way to preserve their resources. Core desires of fives: to be capable, to be competent, to be understood, to have their needs met, to gather knowledge as a way of feeling safe in the world. Fives are a part of the head triad. They are perceptive. They invent new ideas, strategies, concepts, and items. They are deep thinkers and dreamers. They fear failure. They gather knowledge to feel secure. They feel easily overwhelmed by the world. They view the world from a detached state. They use information to combat feelings of anxiety. Fives are relaxed and efficient when fulfilling their purpose. When thriving, they are fully present and intuitive. Their healthy self-image is perceptive and observant. Their exhaustion indicators are they become scattered and they look for ways to escape. How to get along with fives: respect their need for privacy and space. Stick to the timeliness that you have laid out. Tell them the bullet points. Don't ramble on. Don't unravel in front of them. They're not sure what to do with your emotions. And don't surprise them. Priorities for fives: maintaining healthy boundaries, protecting their time and energy, researching and gathering information, gathering resources so they don't need to ask for help. That wraps up the overview of the Type 5. Please stay tuned for the next videos that will be released that will dive deeper into the Type 5. Please click subscribe and share my video with anyone that you feel might benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching.